I'm Sydney Stone. I'm the editor of Vintage Fashion Magazine, and this is Vintage New York. Unique Boutique is located at 487 Columbus Avenue between 83rd and 84th Streets. This is one of my regular go-to spots on the Upper West Side because they have the best prices. They also have a huge inventory of secondhand and vintage pieces, including shoes, bags, and jewelry. Also, the folks that work here are absolute sweethearts and are always helpful when I want to buy something off the front mannequin, which happens quite frequently, including today. I'll show you one of the things I bought and how I styled it at the end of this video. Okay, since we're right here at 84th Street, let's go figure out why part of it is named after Edgar Allan Poe. Today, the corner of 84th and Broadway looks like this, but back in 1884, it looked like this. That's the Brennan Farmhouse sitting atop a 216-acre farm that overlooked the Hudson River. This is where Edgar Allan Poe lived when he wrote The Raven, the poem that made him famous. It is said that Poe would walk around the farm for inspiration, and there's even a specific rock in Riverside Park that he named Mount Tom after the owner of the farm's son. This was one of his favorite spots to sit and look out over the Hudson River. So if you happen to find yourself on 84th Street between Broadway and Riverside Drive, just know that you're walking in the footsteps of one of the most famous poets in history. When I saw the gorgeous lavender color of this sweater dress, I had to buy it. There's no tag on it, so I don't know who the designer is, but it definitely looks more modern than vintage. I styled it with a pair of vintage leather boots, an Anne Klein watch that matched perfectly, and then I finished the look with a floral crossbody clutch from Amazon and dark aviator sunglasses. And that's it for this episode of Vintage New York. Join me next time and we'll take a road trip north of Manhattan to Newburgh and the famous Vintage Emporium. I'll also give you a history and a geography lesson as to what's really considered upstate New York. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below to be notified when the next episode drops, and visit vintagefashionmagazine.com for more vintage content.